Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red on this Monday morning. It's rather wonderful, bright Monday morning. It's going to be a glorious day. Luke chapter 8 and verse 48. And he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." And the idea of peace is entering into the blessing of what God has made available to us as Christians. So Jesus offers us something and he says to her, go in peace, because she has received. And she knows that she has received because she's already declared that she felt something go inside her body that was there before. And Jesus on his part knew that power had gone out from him, and therefore he knew that she'd received what he wants her to get. So that's why she could go in peace. And the idea of faith, this is called faith in God for healing. But there's other aspects of faith. There's the salvation faith. And salvation faith is when we put our trust in the things that God has said regarding the gospel. The gospel presents itself to us and asks us, will you believe the things that Jesus declared regarding how you get saved? Faith in the Son of God, faith in the cross, faith in the resurrection. And in all of these things, we are invited to believe what's invested. And as a result of that, we can go in peace. We can enter into the blessing because we have sent our faith in those things promised by God through Jesus off to work. And therefore, we've made them our own. So we are living in the peace of knowing that we are saved. And the byproduct of that is God gives us his Holy Spirit to enable us to have the assurance of our salvation. That's the assurance of knowing that we have invested ourselves in the things that God has promised regarding the gospel. Other people invest their faith in other religions. They are a presentation of a truth. Now, whether that truth is true or not is irrelevant. What they're doing is they're investing themselves in the presentation of the truth, in this faith or that faith. But the fact is, it may not necessarily be a true faith. And one day, they may well stand before God and find themselves in error. And therefore, though they've had an investment of faith in the declaration of some truth, it actually proved to be irrelevant because it wasn't true. And we believe as Christians that Jesus is the only way back to God the Father. And therefore, when we invest our faith in something other than the gospel, we cannot enter into the fullness of the blessing. Though we might think we are invested, and though we may think that we're living in the blessing, the fact is one day, if Christianity is true, when people stand before God who are not Christians, they will end up bearing the responsibility of investing in something that wasn't true. But Christianity is true, we believe as Christians. And that's why we've invested our faith. And so that's called salvation faith. We can enter into the salvation faith of the promises made by God through Jesus, the gospel. But all the other things that God has said as well, we can enter into, but we have to send our faith off to work. And in Hebrews 11 verse 1 says, now faith, it's the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not yet seen. It's the knowing that we have received them, even though we haven't got them yet. And that's because we've sent our faith in what's promised off to work. And until we do that, we cannot enter in. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.